Hello world, my name is Alexander Stewart, and welcome to my video blog. For those of you who don't know the background of this vlog, my family, including my parents, myself, and my younger brother, are going to depart on a month-long excursion to Europe as of tomorrow, June 30th. This is partially to document that. This is partially for my own amusement. Please note that I have no experience in video editing prior to this vlogging experience, so if quality is low, I apologize preemptively. It's around 11:40 p.m. I am getting all packed up. Gonna be quite an adventure. So, that was a little more than a month ago. What immediately followed that were a series of hotel rooms and staterooms, none of which afforded enough privacy to actually record any commentary or audio on any of the things I saw. So, here I find myself after the fact, having to annotate the entire thing. Let's get started. We started a trip with a short flight to Vancouver, BC on the west coast of Canada, and then had a direct flight to London. Between the long flight and the time change, we found ourselves in London around midday the day after we left. We spent the remainder of the day walking along the Thames, seeing Tower Bridge, and stopping for dinner at a Chinese restaurant that also had a lovely view of the Thames. We spent the following day seeing the Tower of London, which is a series of concentric walls surrounding the central White Tower. This also has a lovely view of Tower Bridge and the Thames. Okay, before we go any further, there's one thing you have to understand about my family and me. We all have a communal love of theater, so when you're in London and have the West End right there, a family like ours ends up seeing a lot of plays. Like, a lot of plays. For now, I won't get into any reviews of any of the musicals we saw because that would take too much time. I'll just give you an overview of what we saw and what we did. We finished up our first full day in London by going and seeing Mamma Mia. The following day was a pure theater day, where we got the matinee of the Phantom of the Opera and saw the evening performance of the 39 Steps. The following day, we went out north of London to visit a few family friends that we have in Dis. Dis is a quiet, lovely, majestic, picturesque little town nestled just north of London with rolling fields and old churches. We returned to London at the end of the same day. The next day we went to Bletchley Park. Bletchley Park is a location where Allied decoders worked on German codes during World War II. Significant figures worked there, such as Alan Turing and other people whose names I've forgotten by now. It's actually one of the more interesting sites I visited during the trip, and I encourage you to look it up more if it sounds interesting to you. That evening, we went to our final show of the week, Wicked, which is a classic and was amazing as always. And that brings us to the end of our first week in London. Following this, there was a slight change in pace, so I think it's a good place to end this video for now. I'll see you next time with further adventures in London and beyond.